I am Andrea, and the story I am about to share may be hard for you to believe, but it is the absolute truth. My life was forever changed after a miraculous near-death experience, NDE. I died, at least in a physical sense, and in that moment, I was taken into a supernatural world where I met Jesus Christ. He revealed to me a profound truth about the mark on the palm of my hand, one that I have carried since birth. It turns out, this mark is not a random occurrence, but holds a deep, divine significance that everyone needs to know. But before I continue to read this dream of revelation, I will ask you if you have any testimony that you would like to share with us and our viewers. You can do so by sending us your testimony through this email address, eternalbiblestories@gmail.com. You can find this email address at the bottom of the screen in this video. Share your dreams, visions, and near-death experiences with us to change someone's life for the better. Please write them well so they can be readable to our audience. Thank you. I vividly remember the moment my soul left my body. It was as though time slowed down, and I found myself floating weightlessly, gazing down at my lifeless body below, lying amidst the chaos. The world around me faded into a blur, and I felt a strange yet profound calmness. As I looked at the scene unfolding beneath me, I could see people rushing to my side, frantic, trying to revive me. But I knew, on a level beyond comprehension, that I was no longer tethered to that physical form. I felt free, unburdened, as if I were stepping out of the confines of the world I had known. In that moment, a brilliant, golden light surrounded me, drawing me away from the turmoil below. It wasn't just light, it was alive, full of warmth and love, pulling me towards a place beyond anything I could have ever imagined. As I moved further into this radiant realm, the light grew more intense, until I found myself in what could only be described as heaven. It was a place beyond time and space, filled with a glowing, golden radiance that bathed everything in its path. I saw souls moving gracefully around me, their faces illuminated with joy and purpose, radiating a peace I had never known in my earthly life. Their movements were calm, unhurried, as if they knew they were exactly where they were meant to be. And I felt a deep sense of belonging even though I was still learning the full extent of this realm. I heard music, not through my ears, but deep within my soul. It was a melody of pure love, of unity, of the kind of peace that transcends understanding. It resonated through every part of my being, filling me with a sense of connection to everything around me. The sound was like nothing I had ever heard before, and yet, it felt like the very heartbeat of the universe. As I moved forward, I encountered angels. Their presence was both powerful and gentle, radiating a divine energy that felt soothing and reassuring. Each angel seemed to have a unique purpose. Some were singing, their voices joining in harmony with the celestial music. Others were offering comfort to newly arrived souls, guiding them with quiet assurance, and still others stood in peaceful contemplation, exuding an aura of calm and wisdom. There was no rush, no sense of time passing, just an eternal peace that permeated everything. Walking through this realm of golden light, I felt an overwhelming sense of connection, as though every soul, every flicker of light, and every gentle breeze were part of a grand, divine design. It was as if everything in this place had a purpose, and I too was part of that purpose. But amidst all the beauty and serenity, there was one moment, one encounter that would forever change my life. I saw him, Jesus. He stood before me, radiant and full of majesty, yet filled with compassion. His presence was overwhelming, a light so bright and pure it seemed to fill the entire space. Yet his gaze was gentle and full of love. When our eyes met, I felt as though he could see every part of me, my fears, my doubts, my joys, my pains, everything. It was as though I had never been truly seen until that moment. And in that gaze, I felt every burden and every worry that had weighed me down in life vanish. There was no judgment, only pure, unconditional love. Jesus reached for my hands and held them gently, looking at my palms with a deep, knowing gaze. He pointed to the mark on my hands, the M, and with a loving smile, he spoke these words, "This mark is no accident. Andrea, it is a symbol of who I am, Messiah, and the mission I have entrusted to you." His words resonated deep within me, and I felt a profound truth settle in my heart. He explained that the M mark on my hands, and on the hands of many others, was not a random feature but a divine sign of a special calling. It was a symbol of my mission, one of many, chosen for a purpose greater than myself. The mark was a reminder of the divine light that I carried within me, a light meant to be shared with the world. Jesus told me that those who carry this mark are called to bring light into darkness, to be beacons of hope for those lost or struggling, and to help guide others towards the truth of God's love. As he spoke, I realized that this mark was not just a symbol of my own life, but a connection to something much larger, a calling that tied me to a greater purpose, a purpose that I had been unaware of before this moment. Jesus reminded me that I had been chosen to help others, to serve as a guide and bring hope to those in need. I felt a deep responsibility, but also an overwhelming peace, knowing that I was not alone. This mark was a reminder that I had a divine purpose, one that I was destined to fulfill. And as he spoke those final words, I felt his presence wrap around me like a warm embrace, filling me with peace, love, and an undeniable sense of belonging. My journey was far from over, and I knew that this encounter, this revelation, would guide me for the rest of my life. When my journey through heaven came to a close, Jesus spoke to me with such tenderness, his voice filled with both compassion and clarity. His words were gentle yet firm, filled with love and assurance. As he reminded me that my mission was far from over, with a kind, knowing smile, he told me, "You must return to the world and share the truth with others. Tell them they are loved, they are chosen, and that they carry a divine mission within them." As his words lingered in the air, I felt a profound sense of peace and purpose. The next moment, I awoke in the hospital room, surrounded by the hum of machines, the faint beeping, and the concerned expressions of my family. They were there, watching over me, relieved to see me conscious again. The sterile smell of the room was sharp, but everything felt different now. I was back in my body, yet I knew deep in my soul that I was no longer the same person. I had encountered Jesus, and he had entrusted me with a divine calling far greater than anything I could have ever imagined. The world I returned to seemed unfamiliar, as though I had been transported to a place I no longer truly belonged. It was as if I had been given a new set of eyes, a fresh perspective on everything around me. Things that had once seemed so important, material pursuits, daily distractions, now appeared insignificant in comparison to the larger, more profound reality that I had glimpsed. The noise and rush of everyday life faded into the background, and I found myself focused on the deeper truths that had been revealed to me. I could no longer see life through the lens of just survival, success, and comfort. Now, every experience, every moment of joy, sorrow, struggle, and triumph held profound meaning. It was as if the very fabric of my existence had been woven with purpose, and each thread, whether happy or painful, was a part of a greater design. I began to understand that nothing in my life had been random. Every joy, every hardship, every twist and turn had a purpose, all working together to shape me into the person I was meant to become. The painful times, the struggles, the times I felt lost or hopeless, they were all stepping stones. They had shaped my character, taught me valuable lessons, and prepared me for this very moment, for the mission I now carried. I had been given a second chance, not just to live for myself, but to serve others, to help them see the love, light, and divine purpose that resides within each and every one of us. In the days that followed, I felt an overwhelming sense of responsibility. It wasn't just about me anymore. Jesus had entrusted me with a message, one that I could not keep to myself. The message was simple yet profound. Everyone is loved, everyone is chosen, and everyone carries a divine purpose. I could no longer live in the selfish confines of my own life. I had a mission to fulfill, a mission to help others discover their true worth and the calling that lies within them. I was now a vessel of hope, a beacon of light to guide others out of darkness. Just as I had been guided, I found that each day, every encounter, was an opportunity to live with greater intention. I no longer took moments for granted. I loved more deeply, listened more attentively, and sought to make every interaction meaningful. I realized that life wasn't just about enduring the challenges, it was about embracing them. Even the hardest parts of my journey now felt like gifts, like opportunities to grow stronger and more aligned with my purpose. Every pain, every struggle, and every triumph had led me to this point, and I understood now that none of it had been wasted. Jesus' presence continued to fill me. I could feel him guiding me every day, reminding me that I was never alone, that my journey had only just begun. He had placed me here, in this world, not just to live for myself, but to help others understand that they, too, are loved and chosen, that they too carry a divine purpose. I wasn't meant to be a passive observer in life. I was meant to be an active participant, spreading his light, his love, and his message to everyone I encountered. Each day, I feel the weight of this mission. It's not a burden, it's a calling. I've come to understand that I am part of something much bigger than myself, something far more beautiful than I could have ever imagined. And as I continue to walk in this purpose, I know that the work I've been called to do is never finished. There will always be more people to reach, more souls to touch, and more lives to help guide. I walk forward with confidence, knowing that Jesus is with me every step of the way, and that this journey, this mission, will continue for as long as I have breath in my body. My purpose is clear now, to help others see the light within themselves, to remind them that they are loved, chosen, and have a divine calling. I have been given this second chance not just to exist but to make a difference. And every day, as I fulfill this mission, I feel more and more connected to the divine purpose that has shaped my life and is now shaping the lives of others. As the days passed after my return to the earthly realm, I began to notice something profound that I hadn't realized before. The mark that had been revealed to me was not unique to my hands alone. I started seeing it on others, subtle, yet unmistakable, etched into the palms of many people I encountered. At first, I thought it was simply a coincidence, a random occurrence, but the more I noticed it, the more I began to feel a deep, unspoken connection to these individuals. It was as if we shared an invisible bond, a thread connecting us across time and space, a recognition that transcended anything earthly. Every time I saw the mark, it was as if something inside me stirred, a sense of knowing, of recognition, as though I was looking at someone who carried a part of the same divine truth I had been shown. At first, I hesitated, unsure of how to approach these strangers, but something deep within me urged me to share what I had learned. I gently began to open up to them, explaining the significance of the mark. I told them that it wasn't just a natural crease in the skin, but a divine symbol, one that represented a calling, a mission that tied them to a purpose far greater than anything they could have ever imagined. I explained that this mark was a reminder of the light, hope, and love they carried within them, and that they, too, were chosen to play a significant role in this world. Some were skeptical, others uncertain, but as I shared my experience and the truth that had been revealed to me, I saw their faces soften, and in their eyes, a spark of recognition flickered. It was as if they had always known but hadn't understood. And now, for the first time, they could see their own divine purpose. Over time, I began to see more and more people with the mark, and with every encounter, I felt a deep sense of connection. It wasn't just a coincidence that we had crossed paths. It was as if we were part of a greater plan, meant to find each other, to remind each other of the divine truth within us. I continued to share the message with anyone who would listen, helping them understand that they, too, were part of something much bigger than themselves. I saw how it impacted their lives, how the simple act of sharing this truth could awaken something deep within their souls. It was as if they had been waiting for this moment, waiting for someone to remind them of who they truly were. I turned to social media as a platform to share my story, hoping to reach even more people, to spread the message of love, hope, and purpose to the world. To my astonishment, my story resonated with people from all walks of life, from different corners of the world. Messages flooded in, from people who had the same mark but had never understood its significance. They shared their own experiences, their own spiritual awakenings, and how they, too, have been searching for answers. One message in particular stood out. A woman who had recently lost her husband reached out to me, saying that my story had brought her peace and comfort. She had been overwhelmed with grief, feeling lost and disconnected. But after hearing my experience, she found a renewed sense of hope. She believed that her husband was now in a place of love and light, and that gave her the strength to keep moving forward. I was deeply moved by her words, and it confirmed to me that this journey was not just for me, it was for all of us. As I continued to share my story, I began to realize that I wasn't just sharing my experience. I was helping others rediscover their own light. Every time I spoke about my journey, I felt the presence of Jesus guiding me, filling me with the right words, with the right message, and reminding me that I was never alone. It was as if he was right there beside me, leading me in this mission to spread his love and truth. The more I shared, the more I understood that this journey was never about me alone. It was about everyone I touched, everyone I encountered, and the impact that our shared light could have on the world. I began to see how the simple act of sharing this truth could transform lives. People who had been lost, disconnected, or struggling with their faith began to feel a sense of peace, a sense of purpose. They began to understand that they, too, had a divine calling, and that their lives held meaning beyond what they had ever known. I saw people embracing their challenges with more faith, trusting in God's plan, and finding strength in the knowledge that they were loved and chosen. Every time I spoke about my experience, I felt Jesus' presence more deeply. His love filled me, guiding my words and touching the hearts of those who listened. I realized that this was my purpose, that I had been chosen to help others discover their own divine mission. I had been given the gift of this experience, not for myself, but for the world. And with every person I helped, with every life I touched, I knew that I was fulfilling the mission He had entrusted to me. This journey was not just about discovering my own purpose, it was about awakening others to theirs. I was just one part of a much larger plan, and I understood now that my role was to help others recognize their own divine calling. The embark was a sign of that calling, a reminder that we are all part of something greater, something divine, and it was my mission to spread that message to the world. I knew that this was just the beginning, that there were many more lives to touch, many more souls to guide, and that each step I took was part of a much greater journey, a journey of love, light, and purpose. Stand up and take action today. Each of us carries a divine mission, an important role not just for ourselves, but for those around us. Don't let doubts, fears, or anything else hold you back from accomplishing the great things you are called to. Change doesn't start with grand gestures. It begins with the small, meaningful actions we take in each moment of our lives. You have the power to change someone's life for the better, to bring joy, hope, and light to those who are lost or struggling. Don't hesitate or wait for the perfect moment. Start now, because the world needs what you have to offer. Share your love, live according to the values you believe in, and never forget that you were chosen to fulfill an important mission in this life. Every day is an opportunity to make a difference. Open your heart to others, listen to their struggles, and offer the help they need. Whether it's a word of encouragement, a thoughtful gesture, or simply a smile, it's often the smallest acts of kindness that have the greatest impact. And you may never truly know how much your actions can change someone's world. You are part of something far bigger than yourself, a plan that is unfolding and waiting for you to play your part. Every step you take, every choice you make, has the potential to inspire and motivate others. So don't let life pass you by without making an impact. Be the one to spread light, hope, and love, because the world desperately needs people like you. You have the ability to create meaningful change, to help guide others, and to make the world a better place. Take action today, because every moment is an opportunity for you to live with purpose. Your life can be a beacon of light, showing others the way forward. And you have the power to turn every challenge into an opportunity for growth. Don't wait any longer. Step into your calling, embrace your purpose, and make a difference, one moment at a time. Lord Jesus, I come before you with a heart full of gratitude. thanking you for the incredible gift of a second chance to live and fulfill the divine mission you have entrusted to me. Your grace and love are beyond words, and I am humbled by the opportunity to walk in the purpose you have prepared for me. I am deeply grateful for your presence in my life, and I offer this prayer for everyone who reads this story, that they too may experience the transformative power of your love. Lord, I pray that each person who encounters these words will come to understand, deep in their hearts, that they are deeply loved by you, that they are not accidents, but chosen and designed with a specific, sacred purpose in mind. May they come to see their lives not as a random series of events, but as part of a divine plan, full of meaning, hope, and beauty. I pray that they will recognize the power that lies within them, the divine calling that has been placed upon their hearts since the beginning of time. I ask, Lord, that you help them overcome the fears, doubts, and insecurities that so often hold them back from stepping into their true purpose. May they find courage to move beyond the limitations of their past, the burdens they carry, and the voices of doubt that may echo in their minds. Help them to trust in your divine guidance, to embrace the calling you have placed on their lives, and to live with the confidence that you are with them every step of the way. Lord, I pray that each person will be able to see the true value and meaning of their life, no matter where they find themselves. May they feel your love surround them and give them strength to rise above their challenges. I ask that you fill their hearts with peace, knowing that they are never alone, and that their journey, no matter how difficult, is part of a greater plan that will lead them to fulfillment and purpose. May they walk in the light of your love, spreading kindness, hope, and joy to those around them. I also pray, Lord, that they will become aware of the divine purpose you have for them, and that they will boldly embrace it. May they see the world through new eyes, understanding that every moment, every interaction, and every challenge holds significance in the grand scheme of your plan. Help them to be vessels of your light, reflecting your love to everyone they encounter. May their lives be a testimony to your grace, mercy, and power, and may they become a source of inspiration and hope to others. Lord, I ask that you guide them in every decision, in every moment of doubt, and in every opportunity that comes their way. Give them the wisdom to make choices that align with your will, and the strength to follow the path you have set before them, no matter how difficult it may seem. Fill them with a deep sense of purpose and direction, and help them to trust in your timing and your plan, knowing that you are always working behind the scenes, leading them toward their divine destiny. Finally, Lord, I pray that we all remember that we are part of something much greater than ourselves, part of your eternal plan. May we never lose sight of the fact that we are called to serve, to love, and to live with purpose. Help us to shine your light in this world, to be a beacon of hope for those who are lost, and to share the message of your love and grace with everyone we meet. Thank you, Lord, for your unwavering love, your guidance, and your divine plan. We trust in you, and we ask for your strength and wisdom to fulfill the mission you have given us. In your precious name, amen. If you carry the M mark on your hand, or if you find yourself searching for the deeper meaning of life, take heart and know that you are not alone. You are deeply loved, uniquely chosen by God, and created with a purpose that is beyond what you may currently understand. This mark is not a random or insignificant detail. Rather, it is a divine sign that carries great meaning. It serves as a constant reminder that you are part of a larger, grander plan, one that God has meticulously designed for you long before you were born. The M represents the presence of the Messiah within you, a powerful and radiant light that is meant to shine brightly in a world that is in desperate need of that very light. In those moments of doubt, fear, or confusion, when you question your worth or the purpose of your journey, remember that God has chosen you for something special. You are not an accident, and your life has meaning far beyond the surface of daily struggles or challenges. Trust that God, who created you with such care and love, has equipped you with everything you need to fulfill the calling He has placed upon your life. You have everything within you to carry out the divine mission He has set for you. And though the road may not always be easy, know that He is with you every step of the way. The light within you, symbolized by the embark, is a reflection of God's love and His plan for you. This light is not meant to be kept hidden. It is meant to shine, to guide, to heal, and to bring hope to those around you. As you continue on your journey, live with a heart full of love, gratitude, and unwavering faith. Every day is an opportunity to make a difference, to reflect the goodness and kindness of God in all that you do, in the way you treat others, in your words, in your actions, and even in the quiet moments when no one is watching. Let your light shine brightly. The world today is in dire need of hope and love. It is easy to feel overwhelmed by the darkness around us, by the challenges people face, and by the injustices in the world. But you, with the light of the Messiah within you, have the power to change that. Every small act of kindness, every word of encouragement, and every gesture of love carries more weight than you may realize. When you share your light, you help to bring light into the lives of others, guiding them toward the love and peace that only God can provide. Remember, you are never alone on this journey. God is always with you, walking beside you, guiding you, and strengthening you. There will be times when the path is unclear, when you don't know what the next step should be, but trust that He is leading you. Even in those uncertain moments, you are part of something far greater than yourself, and the purpose of your life is intricately woven into the lives of others. Your actions, your love, and your light will touch countless people in ways you may never fully comprehend. Never underestimate the power of your light. The world is dark, but you are here to shine brightly, to bring hope to those who are lost, to show the way to those who feel hopeless, and to share God's love with everyone you meet. You were chosen for this, chosen to be a beacon of hope, a source of light in a world that needs it now more than ever. Keep walking forward, knowing that each step you take is part of God's divine plan for your life and for the lives of those around you. So, live boldly, live with purpose. Let your light shine with love and gratitude. And know that every moment you live with faith brings you one step closer to fulfilling the mission God has for you. You are loved. You are chosen. You carry the light of the Messiah within you, and that light is powerful enough to change the world. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Your support allows us to continue sharing these powerful stories and creating a space for open, heartfelt conversations. Click the notification bell so you're always updated when we post new content. Together, let's explore the unseen, celebrate the miraculous, and inspire one another to live with love, faith, and wonder